parents, we all want our children to thrive, but in today's fast paced world, many kids struggle to focus, their emotional dysregulation is present, and their physical health is unfortunately not that great. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your child's full potential lies within their own body? See, the secret weapon I'm talking about is their nervous system regulation. It's the foundation of your child's health, affecting everything from sleep and digestion to behavior and cognitive function. Yes, it's often overlooked in traditional healthcare approaches, but hey, that approach isn't working very well for our kids' health. Today, we're going to dive into this critical aspect of our children's well being and reveal how to support it naturally without relying on medications or other therapy based approaches. You're going to learn how to explore the vital role of the nervous system and its regulation in children's health. Learn what it is, why it matters, and how neurologically focused chiropractic care can really help to balance your child's nervous system for optimal well being. We're going to start off with a practice member, a little boy named Jake. His mom said when he turned 2.5, his little body, his sweet, smiling little boy, began to experience tantrums. He had crying spells, explosive angry reactions. When triggered, his anger would quickly escalate, 0 to 100. And he would yell, he would stomp, he would call himself stupid, and at even times he would start to hit himself. Several years later, it started to impact his self-esteem, and this little boy was really struggling when he came in. With every reaction, angry outburst, and tense moment, we grew more and more desperate, his mom had clarified in the consult. She began to have like this heaviness in their home. It was really negatively impacting them. They would have conversations with the doctor. They would have weekly sessions with a child therapist. They'd meet with teachers at school. They had social workers, 504 meetings even. The longer that Jake was in this transition, it was really affecting the calm environment in their household. Then an extremely explosive event actually at a martial arts competition occurred. Jake's family knew that they needed a completely different approach with him. They had never seen him in this state. Mom saw something on Instagram, saw a PX doc, and they referred him into our practice, and they started right away. With consistency and a care plan, we were able to rewire and re-regulate this little boy's nervous system. And it really started to impact him in really large ways. After about 3 to 4 months, he started to seem a little bit calmer. He started to regulate his body's emotions. And he started to use words to express how he felt instead of just having a blow-up tantrum. He was less anxious, less combative, and less intense, which really helped the entire family blossom as a unit. Now, this little boy still has moments of frustration. Don't let me steer you wrong, but he's learned to recognize it. He can regulate his emotions much better, and he's learned to then implement strategies that he works with his mom on. He's happier, he smiles a lot more, he jokes around, and he's a playful little boy, exactly how God designed this boy to be. So this is a huge accomplishment, and it's an opportunity to really look at children who have challenges with regulation. It's not a behavioral issue. It's literally this little boy who's struggling to express himself. And it's really frustrating when kids cannot articulate their feelings, and especially when it's due to a neurological dilemma versus a behavioral challenge. So we got to start with this first fundamental and understanding what nervous system regulation really is. You know, the nervous system really helps to keep the entire body in a balanced and stable state. It keeps every other body system communicating together and in harmony. And if it works in the right way, this is called homeostasis. It's a balance which our bodies are designed to be in. The body should be balanced in its state. But there's stressors, physical, chemical, and emotional stressors that really shift our body out of its ideal ratio. The more stressful and toxic our environment becomes, the more dysregulated our nervous system becomes as well. And the more dysregulated that system is, every other system within the body is not going to function at the full potential. So when we look at the nervous system in a regulated state, everything's designed to work well. Basic things like sleeping, eating, digestion, those are basic. You don't even have to teach those to kids. Then the more advanced functions like controlling inflammation, managing the immune response, mental, emotional, cognitive health, these are all imperative for a functioning and balanced nervous system. And it's important to understand that your body's designed to function and heal at 100%. It should heal itself, and it should regulate itself. It should adapt to stressors, and it should be able to really be in a balanced state. Now, when the body's nervous system becomes dysregulated, it can really start to impact other organ systems and manifest in very unique symptoms. When the nervous system becomes dysregulated, it really starts to affect the imbalances of other organ systems. You have to understand that the nervous system's role is communication. It's air traffic control to the entire body. When the nervous system is dysregulated, it can take on a lot of different expressions, a lot of different forms. And that's really where we start to see changes in sleep and digestion and energy. Now, what's important is that the way that we deviate different from the traditional medical model in chiropractic is that we're not interested in diagnosing a new condition. We're simply looking at the symptomatology as regions of dysfunction of that nervous system, because every system within the body works with one another. So it's not that your heart works independently of your lungs or independently of your digestive system. They're all interconnected on a cellular level. So if your child becomes you start to notice challenges with some of the basic performances, things like sleep, staying awake, or digestion, or their mood, or their energy, these are all signs of very minor disturbances within that nervous system. And that's really where you can see a precursor to a larger challenge. And the challenge is that if they grow out of it, it doesn't mean that the problem's still not enrooted in their bodies. Now, dysregulation oftentimes comes at birth, and this is due to the approach of the birthing process in the hospitals. It's been pathologized. There's this medicalization of pregnancy when it's really natural, and we see high levels of stress prenatally. We see this chemical induction and numbing of the body. We see interventions. We see this earliest dysregulation where there's challenges with breastfeeding or colics or reflux. And doctors oftentimes dismiss it because there's substitutes in our society. No longer is breast milk necessary, you have formula. And these are where the underlying issue is present, and it unravels itself as life continues. Now, the autonomic nervous system is very important, and there's also other nerves like the vagus nerve, which need to be in their regulation. The nervous system primarily governs what is known as the autonomic nervous system, and it controls and coordinates all the major systems of the body, including the trillions and trillions of cells that make up the entire body's autopilot in order to be on at all time. So this autonomic nervous system really has two branches. You have the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, and it's designed for short-term response to stress. And then you have the parasympathetic, which is the brake pedal. It's rest, relaxed, and regulate response. Now, the vagus nerve is very important in responsibility when we talk about the rest and relax and repair, restore, regulate mode of the body. And that vagus nerve resides up here in the neck, and it's the longest nerve. It's the wandering nerve called by a lot of doctors. So if you or your child has damage to that nerve, then it's going to really create challenges with regulation, and it's really hard, if possible at all, to be in a balanced state. So these symptoms that are present really have consequences on the nervous system's function. So when the nervous system becomes dysregulated and ultimately dysfunctional, we often see that this is a sequence of events called the perfect storm. Now, in an infant, it's going to look like nursing issues, eating issues, trouble soothing themselves, sleeping. They become colicky and fussy. They have reflux, constipation, eczema because their skin's excreting toxins out their digestive system. Then as kids, they start to struggle with chronic ear infections. They have respiratory distress, immune system issues. They struggle to have motor planning coordination, and they really start to fail on some of their developmental milestones. Eventually, that dysregulated nervous system can show up with really big emotions in kids, frequent tantrums, meltdowns, sensory challenges, hyperactivity, spectrum-like challenges in these kiddos. And if they don't meet the level of a diagnosis, they just get dismissed as little quirks. But there's an underlying cause. I'm telling you that your children are not designed to function or operate in this area. Now, imagine a world where your child can face life challenges with resilience, right? They're adaptable. They can focus with ease and truly thrive the way that God designed their body to do. The power of a well-regulated nervous system is really important, and you don't have to wait for these challenges to occur. You can take a proactive step because neurologically focused chiropractic care will optimize your child's nervous system at any stage. We see infants, we see toddlers, we see kids and adolescents, we even see adults. And if you really unlock your child's full potential and you allow that health to be progressive throughout their life, I really invite you to take that next step. If you're interested in something like that, take a look at our link in our bio. Take a look at scheduling a comprehensive evaluation so we can understand your journey, the insight neurological scans to actually identify the stress patterns in your nervous system, and we can formulate a very clear and precise action plan to get your child's health back to their full potential. We look forward to meeting you and your family.